Well, Katie Janella is speaking out and she's mentioning it all. Plus, we have Denise Richards, who is dragging Aaron Phypers' mom into her legal battle with her ex, Aaron. The divorce is getting messy. And then we have a fun new fling with Sydney Sweeney and Scooter Braun. What? Lots to get into. Let's get it. You're listening to No Filter with Zack Peter, your go-to source for all the latest pop culture and reality TV tea, served fresh all week long. Now, let's dive in. What's up, guys? Welcome on in, welcome on in, welcome on in. Happy Thursday. It is September 4th. Happy Thursday, everybody in the club. Lots of updates this week. So much going on. We had some new filings from Jed Wallace trolling Blake Lively using Taylor Swift quotes. That's hilarious. Jed Wallace still battling it out with Blake Lively, as is Perez. That's an uphill battle. Jed is trying to get thrown out of the New York case, and he still has his Texas case. Perez is finally fighting for jurisdiction in Nevada and not New York, and he got that, and so that's been moving forward. And then Jed Wallace's latest filing, though, him and Blake are going back and forth, and in his latest filing, he trolls Blake Lively using Taylor Swift lyrics, which I thought was hilarious about like fall. I actually think I have it right here. It was just kind of funny because um everybody's so messy and so petty. And so here, I'll read you the the snippets. It was a quote from from Taylor Swift's music about the fall, and Blake Lively's like, the fall and the leaves are the brightest right before they fall. Just hilarious that Jed Wallace is out here still stay trolling. But yeah. Let's see what else has gone on. That's the latest. There's not too much in the Blake and Baldoni world, to be honest with you. It's kind of been a little slower. I mean, unless you're going through every single court documents. I love Jed Wallace's attorney, right? Isn't he funny? I love me some Jed Wallace attorney. I love me some Jed Wallace's attorney. He's doing the Lord's work. Good for him. But yeah, not too much has been going on. There's just Blake versus Perez, Blake versus Jed Wallace. She's trying everything she possibly can, and I don't think any of it's really sticking. I feel like it's kind of getting a little desperate at this point. She's getting a little desperado. Just realized it's back to showing our names and no handles. Oh, yes, that's true. I caught that, Russ. Must have been a flaw with maybe YouTube or StreamYard, whatever it is. The names are back. Yeah, let's get it. Let's get it. We all love some Zack Peter. I know. I had some new merch that was going to be launching. There was going to be a new charity campaign launch. It has not been launched just yet. We were going to launch it this week, and I was going to launch a new charity campaign, but then obviously things got a little, life got turned upside down over the week. So I will be launching the shirts soon, and I have to think of what charity we want to donate to. Originally, I was thinking Home Life, but then I was thinking maybe we should do something in honor of Jeff. I'm gonna see his family later today. It's gonna be a day, but we are here to talk about Real Housewives of Orange County and Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. That was the Blake and Baldoni update. Again, like the case has kind of gone a little stale because they're just going to go back and forth in different motions. They went through discovery. Now they kind of have to, I guess we're still kind of at the tail end of discovery. I know depositions were supposed to be had. A lot of those have been, or the talks to get them scheduled have been going, but uncertain where I don't know. Uncertain where that's gonna go next, but it's probably not gonna heat up again until closer to March. I'll just be honest with you about that. Jed Wallace may end up getting dismissed. Perez may end up getting dismissed. Candace and Andy Signor may end up getting dismissed. But outside of all of that, I feel like it's just kind of. We'll see what happens, though. We'll see. as Blake continues to go off. But her and Taylor definitely don't seem to be coming back together anytime soon. People have been speculating on who they think is going to be at her wedding, and for sure, there is no Blake Lively at the Taylor Swift wedding. Ooh. Okay. So moving on from them. So there's this juicy new rumor about Sydney Sweeney and Scooter Braun possibly dating, or they're keeping it casual at the moment, but they are, kind of having a little fling a ding ding, which I'm kind of like here for, right? Sydney Sweeney's attractive, and I think Scooter Braun is a cutie. So, like, why not allow them to date? Why not allow them to have a fun little fling? She just got out of her relationship. What was it, back in May? She just confirmed that her relationship was Dunzo's. Geez, she can do better. I mean, she can do a lot better, but also, I mean, Scooter Braun, he's a player. He's a like a not like a dating player, but like a player in Hollywood. Like, he has influence. He has people. I love a power couple. Bravo Babe said, "Yeah, I love a power couple." They would definitely be. Are they the hottest couple? Maybe not. Like, Scooter Braun's cute, but like I don't think he's like, oh yeah, let me jump on that. But like, knowing that he has like status and power in Hollywood, he's got a little money. Like, that's kind of hot, right? It definitely like turns you on a little bit. She's only 20 something. How old is Scooter Braun? He has to be in his 40s. How old is Oh, he's 44. So Scooter Braun is 44 and Sydney Sweeney is 27. See, I think I may be a bit more age appropriate for Scooter Braun. I'm 32, but that's still like 12 years older than me. Oof, interesting. Glenn Powell is only 36. What? Glenn Powell's only a couple years older than me? 4 years older. Okay, that's all right. We wouldn't have gone to high school together. He would like graduated right before I was coming in. All right. We'll see. But so apparently they spent the weekend together. They spent Labor Day weekend in Lake Tahoe, Sydney Sweeney and Scooter Braun. I ship it. I like it. Well, I mean, the age gap is pretty huge, but like, I don't know. She's not 19, right? When guys date girls that are like under the age of 25, that to me is a major red flag. I would never date anybody under the age of 25. Like, it's like, I don't even want to have sex with anybody under the age of 25 because I just feel like you're still a child. But like late 20s, you're adult-ish. You're pretty much an adult. Zack can be a home wrecker. You want me to be a home wrecker? I guess he has some money. He has money, right? Money's attractive. Speaking of Bieber's new music tonight, he's standing on business. You're not getting it. It's not clocking to you. It's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business. We're standing on the sidewalk, Justin. I don't give a if you're standing on the sidewalk. We love us some Biebs. We love the babes. We love the babes. Okay. Um, so that's Sydney and Scooter. I ship it. I'm here for it. An insider told the Daily Mail that Scooter Braun is confident and he's quite the charmer, and that he's also sweet and very attentive. See? Confident, a charmer, sweet and attentive, money, qualities that, who could pass that up? Who would pass that up? That's all the tea. All the tea. Okay. 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 Did you hear this crazy story about Annabelle's handler who passed suddenly and people are thinking the doll is cursed? That's kind of crazy. Annabelle the doll. There was, I guess, a ghost hunter. His name was Dan Rivera, and he like shockingly passed away. He was 54, and people think that there's like the curse of the doll. I don't know if I believe that there's a doll curse, right? Do we think that there's a nah, I don't know. I listen, if I had to be a handler for a doll, I would very much be like, yeah, no, thank you. Sorry, swipe left. Not gonna happen. Don't trust it. Never gonna trust it. Ain't gonna happen. You know? You know what I'm talking about? Don't get any dolls just in case. I have no plans on getting any dolls. When does Dancing with the Stars begin? I believe it begins in a couple weeks, no? It usually starts in September. September 14th, September 21st. I don't know. September something at some point. It's coming soon. Okay. Let's talk about Katie Janella and then Denise Richards. But really quickly, let's do a shout out for this week's sponsors. All right, raise your hand if you've struggled with bloating or if you have issues in the bathroom. Don't worry, we've all been there, done that. Am I right? Bloating, especially during the summer when we want to be feeling and looking our best, bloating can really put a damper on many of life's moments, which is why I'm so excited that I found Seeds DS-01 Symbiotic. It's formulated with 24 clinically and scientifically studied strains to support whole body benefits, including gut health, skin health, heart health, immune health, gut barrier integrity, gut microbial balance, and micronutrient synthesis with just 2 capsules per day. Super easy. DSO1 is formulated with strains that are clinically validated to reduce abdominal bloating and intermittent constipation after 2 weeks. I feel so much better. It's super easy to take, and I feel like I can get through my day with a bit more of ease. So, if you want to get an early start on maybe some of those New Year resolutions that you started last year that you promised yourself you were going to do in the new year, get started right now. Feel better right now. Get ahead of the new year with a routine that helps you now by going to seed.com/nofilter and use code NOFILTER25 to get 25% off your first month. That's 25% off of Seed's DSO1 Daily Symbiotic at seed.com/nofilter with code NOFILTER25. All right, listen, when you think of game day, you might not think Wayfair, but you should, because Wayfair is the best kept secret for incredible and affordable game day finds. Anything you need, they've got you covered at an affordable price. You can just go online, get all your game day essentials. They have a huge selection. They have different curated collections. They can fit your budget or your price point. They can find things that are unique, that are tailored to your liking, to your style. I'm talking about everything from coolers, grills, folding chairs, TV stands, coffee tables, entertainment centers, barware, serveware, entertainment cookware, everything you can need, even sports-themed decor. You can find that on Wayfair too. Bet you didn't know that, but now you do. Okay, there's something for every style and every home, no matter your space or your budget. Wayfair makes it easy to tackle your home good goals with room ideas and curated collections. It's free. They have easy delivery, even on the big stuff. They have all your must-haves, from furniture, decor, appliances, cookware, all in one convenient place. Wayfair is your trusted destination for all things game day, from coolers and grills to recliners and slow cookers. Shop, save, and score right now at wayfair.com. That's WAYFAIR, wayfair.com. Wayfair, every style, every home. Struggling to switch off at night? That's okay, because Soul's out-of-office gummies help me relax, quiet my thoughts, and fall asleep naturally. Just the right balance of CBD and THC to ease me into a restful night's sleep. So if you're struggling to sleep, I highly recommend you give Soul a try. Soul's a wellness brand that believes feeling good should be fun and easy. Soul specializes in delicious hemp-derived THC and CBD products designed to boost your mood and help you unwind. Their best-selling out-of-office gummies were designed to provide a mild, relaxing buzz, boost your mood, and enhance creativity and relaxation. With 5 different strains, you can tailor the dose to fit your vibe, from a gentle microdose to their newest 15 milligram gummy for a more elated experience. Bring on the good vibes and treat yourself to Soul today. Right now, Soul is offering my audience, that's you, 30% off your entire order. Go to Get Soul, that's GETSOUL, getsoul.com, and use code NOFILTER. That's getsoul.com, promo code NOFILTER for 30% off. All right, let's dive back in, because we have a new Real Housewives of Orange County trailer. We have a mid-season trailer, and there is no Katie Ginella in it. We get lots in it. We see the cast trip, which is out in Amsterdam. We see Gina bringing up Shannon's drinking, and we see Shannon in Little Liddy City. We see Jen gearing up for her wedding, and her kids kind of being concerned. And she's like, if I have to pick between my kids and Ryan, I'm going to pick my kids and not Ryan. We see Tamara and Gretchen really getting into it. I guess at one point, Gretchen says something, or there's like a drunk story or something, and that Tamara she freaks out at the table, and she flips off Gretchen and walks off. So we're gonna see a lot more Gretchen versus Tamara. So them mending and getting better doesn't really seem to be working. We see them the other ladies kind of coming after Heather a bit by saying that she's like lost her spine and she's like no longer, she's scared of Tamara and she's like no longer, brave, whatever. We see Gina crying at the Amsterdam dinner and she's like, I just don't like any of this. And then all the other women are kind of like, oh my God, what's happening? Oh my God. Da, 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 da. So it's quite crazy. It seems like Amsterdam. Why are things always going down in Amsterdam? Isn't that where the don't you ever talk about my husband? Isn't that was also Amsterdam, right? Listen, shit goes down in Amsterdam. So I don't know. 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 Don't know. But on the note of Real Housewives of Orange County, yes, I listened to Katie Janella's interview on Nick Viall's podcast. I listened to it so you don't have to. Here are the recaps. Here are the notes from the interview. It is what a time. So we start off immediately diving into the Kiki of it all. And Katie basically alludes to Kiki lying for attention. She basically is like, well, she wants attention. She wants to be on Housewives. She wants people talking about her. So that's kind of the implication that she was giving as to why Kiki is lying. She also says that Kiki has a different interpretation of the truth. I don't know if you can have an interpretation of the truth. The truth is kind of obsolete. The truth is the truth, right? Like you can't really have an interpretation of the truth. It is what it is. So for her to really make it seem like um Kiki's the one that's lying, I don't know if I believe that at all. It just to me it's ugh, I don't know. Laura says since Zach loves Nick so much, this was the Lord's work. I know this really was the Lord's work. It wasn't that long of an interview though. It wasn't even an hour. But anyway, continuing. Katie says that she never brought up Gretchen in the conversation she had with Kiki, which contradicts what Kiki says because Kiki's like, no, she absolutely brought it up. She's the one that brought this up. So either Katie is flat out lying or Kiki is flat out lying. One of them is flat out lying because it's not like the Mastro's dinner, right? Where Gretchen's like, yes, I did talk about naked wasted, but I didn't say that. And Jen's like, yeah, no, she talked about it, but she didn't say that. And Katie's just like, you said that. And it was just like, what? And remember, Katie initially denied ever saying that. She didn't. She said that she didn't say that. And then, like, her stories just kind of always seem to shift and change because she always is then like, well, I'll just be honest. Oh, well, I'll just tell the truth. It's like, well, why didn't you just tell the truth from the beginning? There's no my truth. It's no there's the truth and then there's your perception of things, right? But your perception of things and the truth are not the same thing at all. So Katie says that she never brought up Gretchen, which I think is a total lie because I don't think Kiki just pulled this out of thin air. Katie says that the show has become too dark from when she used to watch it, which I thought was funny because the too dark comment is a fan comment, right? That's like a fan talking point that you see if you're scrolling threads all day and you're seeing what the fans are saying or Instagram all day and you're trying to see what the fans are saying about the shows and they're always like, it's too dark, it's too dark. I miss the fun light-sided Housewives. And so it's almost as if Katie's crisis PR team prepped her for this interview, which is very funny because not only did she do Nick Viall, she also was interviewed by Bryce Sanders for ET. And in that interview, Bryce even notes that she's very media trained. It's like, yeah, no shit. She has a crisis PR team. She has Meghan Markle's crisis PR team. That is who Katie has hired. And so her planting the too dark, that's like, the Jed Wallaces going on the internet and scrolling and seeing what the conversation is about and then seeing what people are saying and then be like, okay, this is the tone that the audience feels if you want to continue to win them over. It's very Sutton and Garcelle, right? Let's see what the internet's saying and then let's validate that because that's what the audience wants us to say. That's what the audience likes. The audience wants us to say these key terms. So let's say these key terms so that the audience can connect to us, that they can feel related to us. Katie Dugdale says, I don't think Kiki is lying. I don't think she's thirsty like that. Kiki has a great reputation and is doing super well in her career. She isn't about to jeopardize any of that. She has no incentive, right? Like, listen, and I've said this before, Kiki and I have had our differences in the past, but I'm always going to validate what is, what I perceive as the objective truth. And in this case, I don't think Kiki is lying. I really don't. I don't think she has any incentive to lie. Bravo Babe says Kiki is not lying because Katie told the same story to the Bravo mom, and she made a video about it and posted, and she made a video about it post episode airing. See? Too many people are coming out. I mean, there are a lot of other stories and a lot of other things that I'm hoping more people will come out with in regards to Katie and Tamara, but we'll see. Because then we get into Tamara. And Katie says that Tamara has really been in her corner lately, which obviously is because Katie tends to be is a fan favorite right now, and Tamara is trying to secure her job. Tamara's like, okay, well, if the fans like Katie, we need Katie. I need Katie. And so it's a leveraged relationship. I think I said that on the show yesterday. Tamara's not genuine in her friendship with Katie at all. At all. Katie says that the biggest hypocrite in the group when it comes to being friends with bloggers is actually Gina or Gretchen. I would disagree. I would say that it's Tamara, but of course, Katie's not going to say that because Tamara's the only person she has on her side right now. So she's not going to throw Tamara under the bus, but I would disagree. It's Tamara. If there's anybody that DMs bloggers on the Real Housewives of Orange County cast the most, it's Tamara, And when Tamara's not in your DMs leaking things, then she's having people on her team do it for her. She's having them plant seeds. She's having them ask, things. She was intentionally leaking details about the season finale because she wanted to prevent people from interviewing Gretchen or from having Gretchen on their podcast. And I know that for a fact. Tamara was absolutely leaking information so that people would not like Gretchen well ahead of time. Probably so that people would start to hate Gretchen early on, so that when all the drama with Katie came up, like Tamara was smart enough to kind of see where the tides were turning. And she was like, listen, I'm going to befriend Katie. I'm going to be on Katie's side. I'm going to discredit Gretchen so that by the time all of this fallout between Gretchen and Katie starts to play out, the seeds have already been planted. Tamara's been hard at work. Like I said, she was doing work before the season even began, getting into the DMs. So if anybody is a hypocrite when it comes to that, it's Tamara Judge. And I will be honest, I've said this so many times. My interactions with Tamara on a personal level have always been very pleasant. They've always been very great. They've always been nice. But I don't know. Coconut says, yes, Katie is a liar. Unfortunately, everyone is. I don't believe either Katie or Gretchen. But again, whether you want to believe Gretchen said that or didn't say that, the fact that Katie told Kiki, Monique, and the Bravo mom, apparently, why is that something that she's telling people? Like, that's a huge thing to be putting out there. Why are you befriending content creators? Why are you putting out these stories about the other women? Obviously, Katie didn't seem to like Tamara at the time. So maybe it was a way of kind of, pushing something forward. I don't know. But to lie about it is what's so wild to me, you know? Like I said, Tamara was intentionally leaking details because she wanted to bomb Gretchen, right? And I didn't get any of that info from Gretchen or anyone related to Gretchen. Let's be clear, in this content creator world, we're all pretty tight. We all know each other. We all talk, and we, to an extent, all have each other's backs, even if we're not necessarily getting along or don't particularly like each other all that much. We still always have each other's backs, right? Because we're fighting for the world of content creation and to all be taken seriously. But so Katie says that Jen should have backed her up regarding the Mastro's dinner, but didn't. And she kind of implicates that Jen is lying by omission. Katie says that Jen saw her go down and she didn't want to go down with her. And that's kind of why Jen turned her back on Katie, which I think is such total bullshit. You think Jen is going to go on, the side of where people like her? Like, she was getting ripped apart by Tamara left and right. When all the women were coming on, piling on Jen for her finances, she sat there and took it and kept going. And she fought back. I mean, she wasn't the strongest, right? It was like a pit bull versus a little lab puppy. But it is what it is. She took her beatings, and when she's standing by Ryan, who is hated by all the women and was hated by all the women last season. I don't know what warped reality Katie's in, where she's just like, she just didn't want the audience to turn on her. She didn't want to go down with me. Well, why would she be going down with you if you didn't do anything wrong? Maybe if you were just an honest friend, she would have stuck by you. It's not really that hard to figure out. Jen's taken her beatings on the show before, so there's not really any reason why she would suddenly now decide to throw Katie under the bus. It's not really Jen's style. But Katie also thinks that the lie detector was a total setup, just a total complete setup. She points the finger to Emily and Gretchen and Gina, which to me is ridiculous. I don't think they set that up. I don't think there was a plot. I mean, you even see Emily in that episode be like, whoever doesn't want to do it doesn't have to do it. Like, it was kind of, I mean, listen, was it a little shady? Was it probably to kind of prove a point to Katie? Probably, but I don't think that there was this big collusion from Emily and Gretchen and Gina and production and Tamara, who ultimately brought this information onto the show, right? And all of these content creators, including Kiki Monique, like everybody just came together and they all just wanted to plot against Katie. Why? Oh, that's right. She wants you to believe that it's because everybody's racist. That seems to be the seed that she continues to be planting. And because she says that Gretchen sent her a chat GBT apology after she accused her of being racially insensitive with the video. The whole video thing. Now, the lie detector, I don't think was a total setup and everybody colluded against Katie. No, but the video thing, that was a total setup with the racism allegations, um, all appear to be the product of her crisis PR team, who again also represented Meghan Markle. But so we have Jen and Gretchen who posted a video and they were doing, it was like a karate video, and they were like, we're ready to take down some housewives. And so they did like some karate moves, like a karate chop, and there was like a um, punching bag. And so they went and they were hitting the punching bag. So Jen and Gretchen posted that video, and they have said that the video was actually about Tamara, but Katie decided to make it about herself. And she was planting the narrative with content creators. Let's be very clear. Katie was planting this narrative with content creators, I assume, clearly hoping that it would take off and that Gretchen and Jen would be canceled. And it didn't really take off. I don't think anybody really believed, with the exception for a select few. I don't think many people really believed that the video was deliberately mocking Katie and mocking the Asian community. I don't think that that was a deliberate thing that Jen and Gretchen were trying to do. But Gretchen did, I guess, apologize to Katie, and Katie's like, yeah, it was a chat GBT answer. Said warm regards. I'm sure it was an apology. I don't know if it came from the network. I don't know if it came from an attorney. I don't know who it came from. Maybe it did come from ChatGPT. I don't know. Katie says that her daughter did some AI magic and like whoosh, the AI magician said, yes, this is ChatGPT. I don't know how she came to that conclusion, but that's the conclusion that she came to. And maybe it was a ChatGPT apology. In this day and age, it's like you don't really know how to apologize. Like, how do you apologize and say the wrong thing? Like, yeah, sometimes you do need ChatGPT to help you, because sorry is just not enough. Oh my God, I didn't mean that is just not enough. Oh my God, I didn't mean that is suddenly like a microaggression. It's like, what? You're microaggressing toward, like, what? Like, it's just, there is no winning. When somebody weaponizes that, the way that I believe Katie is weaponizing this, there's no doing any right unless you absolutely buckle, fold, and kiss the ring. And in this case, it's like, I don't think that there's any real sense of accountability or opportunity to grow, when you are hindered in that way. You're not able to learn and understand your actions or how they may have affected other people, because you're then it's shaming, You're punishing somebody for being a bad person if they make a mistake. And if they try to correct that mistake and they don't correct it the right way, then suddenly you're outcast even further. And I think Katie really was trying to do something, because, like I said, she was planting this narrative with content creators. And when that didn't take off, probably to the degree that her and her crisis PR team liked it, then they went and she did Page Six's reality podcast. And this is where Katie brought it up unprovoked. Danny and Evan, the hosts of virtual reality, were interviewing Katie. And if you watch, they clearly had no idea about this video. They had no intention of asking Katie about this video. She completely volunteers up the information, which to me was one of the first red flags, because why? You weren't even asked about it. Danny and Evan didn't seem interested in pressing it. They didn't even seem interested in addressing it because they didn't even see it. But clearly, you wanted to get this narrative out there. Clearly, you wanted to plant that seed, and you wanted to paint Gretchen and Jen out to look like they were racially insensitive and that you were being targeted by the rest of the cast, because you kept reminding us that you're the first Asian housewife on Real Houses of Orange County. And that's great. I'm all about, diversity, and I'm all about, bringing your culture into these shows and teaching us, about different cultures and exposing us to that, right? I think that's incredible. I'm all in support of that, but not when you start doing shit like this, right? Again, she voluntarily brought this information up, and when Danny and Evan didn't seem to really take the bait, she kept pushing it. Watch the interview. She continues to push it, push and push. Like, she wants that narrative out there. And I was like, wait, but aren't these women your friends? Don't you say you want to make up with them? But you're trying to allude that they're racist? What? Huh? And then the next step, the next big red flag was the lie detector company. Again, brilliant work on her crisis PR team. You know, they're doing a great job helping you. But hello, they dug through the internet. They made sure that they had all of this information already circulating online before the episode even aired. They had all the receipts on the lie detector company and what the lie detector guy's an actor and all of this stuff. They went and dug through all the internet. I would imagine they also dug through the internet to make sure there was no dirt on Katie that was readily accessible. But they went and dug up dirt on the other women, and conveniently that started circulating. What a coinky dink. Hello. Katie says that she was hurt that she couldn't come on the cast trip. And she says that she even called production and asked for info on where the women were staying so that she could just show up on her own. She's like, I just want to show up on my own. Like, let me go. Let me go. And I'm like, for what reason, though? Because in this same interview, you said that the lie detector was a setup. And you said that you left and you cried for days about it. She says that these women aren't even her friends. They set her up. They set her up for the cameras. But yet she voluntarily wants to go on the cast trip and surprise them like she's Jill Zarin. Like, are we like, you think we just fell out of a coconut tree? Like, make it make sense. You don't like these women and they're terrible to you and they're mean to you and they're icing you out of the group and they set you up with the lie detector test and there's this big collusion and they even got Kiki Monique in on the job. They're like, hey, Kiki, come in and come on and lie on Katie's name. Right. But then suddenly she like is like, but wait, I want to go on vacation with them. I want to hang with them. I want to stay on the show. What? Sounds like someone who's hungry to be on reality TV. Because remember, when Lisa Vanderpump had the cast turn on her, she walked away and quit mid-season. When Denise Richards had the cast turn on her, she walked away. Remember, she was doing cease and desist, bravo, bravo, bravo. I don't want to hang out with these people. Screw these women, blah, blah, blah. Right? Like they walked away from the show, which is the opposite of what Katie said she would do. She was asked by Nick Viall if she is considering leaving the show, and she said absolutely not, which is crazy to me. Crazy. Laura says she knows she won't be on next season. Well, I will say this. I don't know if she'll be back or not, but at this rate, I don't think she will be. And let's just say I wouldn't be surprised, right? I'm not saying that this is what's happening behind the scenes right now. I'm not saying that this is what's going on behind the scenes right now. I'm just saying, all I'm saying is I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, that were a card that got played if she got fired. I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, she wasn't threatening to turn this into a discrimination case. I wouldn't be surprised if that wasn't a threat. I'm not saying that that's actively going on behind the scenes right now. I'm not actively saying that, you know, things are a little chaotic behind the scenes. I'm not saying that for a fact. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised. Alex says you are totally wearing a tank top for a reason and it looks great. What is the reason? What's the reason? For this reason? Or this reason? I wanted something comfy. When are we learning about the new membership information? It was supposed to launch next week. And obviously the past week things have shifted. I believe our new launch date it's September. I believe our new launch date is September 18th is when the new members is going to launch. Yes. We just shifted everything 1 week. So getting it all ready to launch this week and it'll be ready by the 18th. But so, yeah, it's so interesting why Katie Janella wants to be around all these women who lie and they're racially insensitive. They're practically racist, right? They plot against you. They set you up with a fake lie detector guy. He's an actor. How dare they? You know? Katie says that this was retaliation because she embarrassed the women last season. You know, she's just a call it like it is type of gal. Okay. She learned that from Tamra. Not falling for it. She says that she feels like the other women are trying to run her off the show. You know, the show that she says she doesn't want to quit because she clearly wants to be on TV. I mean, listen, it's a great opportunity, but I mean, come on. She also says that, she makes it very clear when they ask her, they kind of press her, they're like, "Well, are you leaving? Are you considering?" She said, "Absolutely not. She's not considering leaving at all. She wants to come back. Absolutely." But again, why? Why does she want to come back? She says that, you know, the only lie that she's ever told on the show was the lie she told to protect Gretchen, which was that she never heard the naked wasted story from Mastro's. It's like, well, were you lying then or were you lying now? Hmm. So anyway, Shannon's video comes up and Katie's like, I didn't do anything illegal. She says that she shouldn't have shared the video with Jen and Alexis, which is funny because remember when Katie was denying that she ever showed Alexis the video? So much so that Alexis herself had to publicly address it and make it clear that Katie absolutely did share the video. Remember Alexis posted on her Instagram, she's like, Katie absolutely showed me the video. I didn't, Alexis was like, I'm not lying about that. I don't know why she's lying and saying she never showed me the video because she absolutely did. So, yeah. But yeah, Katie didn't deny showing Alexis. Katie denied showing the Alexis the video, but then here Nick Viall, she's like, yeah, I showed it to her. So I'm like, well, again, another mistruth, another lie that you found yourself caught in. But she ends it by saying that she will die on this hill, that she never told Kiki the story about Naked Wasted, which to me is crazy. Like crazy, crazy, crazy. Because Kiki is very firm, and I don't think Kiki is the one lying in this case. Because here's the other thing, like even going based off of Katie's logic, right? If Katie didn't tell Kiki, how did Kiki find out? Like how else would Kiki have known? Is she trying to like say that maybe Jen did it? Maybe Jen's the one that leaked it to Kiki and like they're in cahoots and they were doing this to turn on. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. What did Jane say about my arms? I'm not a bot 55 says watched old episodes of Disaster Dater. Zach, you have really increased your arms. Thanks. Oof, I've been trying. Urgh, urgh. Triceps. Oof, oof, oof. Katie needs to lie better. Katie just needs to lie down, take a nap, you know? Do you think I'll ever get an apology from Katie? Probably not. Love me some Jed Wallace and Zach Peter. I agree. Messy, messy. Yes, she is. Why would Kiki even care? Exactly. That's a great point. We all know she's lying and she looks ridiculous. I don't know. A lot of people seem to be like really Team Katie. Yes, guys, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Kay says, how are you doing today? I'm okay. I've been kind of distracted. Wanted to just make sure I got to come in and do the show. So yeah. Alex says, I got a question. When you said you filmed your tour, you said you realized someone wasn't someone you say what? You said when you filmed your tour, you said you realized someone wasn't someone you trusted. Say what? What did I say? When did I say that? Where did I say that? And what exactly did I say? All your hard work is paying off. Thanks, Jane. Yes, guys. Also, be sure to give a 5-star rating and leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Or did I make that up? You probably didn't make that up. So, yeah. Ain't you a teaser? Am I? Yes, give me all the ratings and the reviews, guys. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love ya. All right. Let's talk about Denise. Denise Richards. Um, she is battling Aaron Phypers in her divorce. Obviously, we covered this a couple of weeks ago, but they're going through a very messy divorce. He was asking her for spousal support. He claims that she made like over $250,000 every month through her endorsements and her residuals and her OnlyFans, all of that. He was like, "Yeah, she makes all this money. I deserve some money. Um, I deserve spousal support." And so now here we are, spousal support conversation is now being brought up again because Denise is like, actually, I want spousal support. And Aaron's like, wait, I have no money. And so she's like, no, but I want you to give me spousal support. So right now they're battling out who's going to have to pay who spousal support. There's no child support because their kids aren't I don't think he ever adopted any of the kids. Did he end up adopting Eloise? I don't remember. I don't think so. I don't think that was the case. Yeah. I don't know. But so she is asking for spousal support. I believe there's a hearing next week in her abuse. There's regarding the abuse and the temporary restraining order. I believe that's going to be heard next week. And she's now dragging his mother into it. She wants his mom to testify. She wants Aaron to testify. Like she's like, listen, I want to put everybody on the stand to come and speak on this. I don't know if putting his mom on the stand is going to be the most helpful thing, right? I think the mom is probably not going to be the best witness for her. Probably going to be a better witness for her son and be like, my son never did anything wrong. 'Cause, your sons never do anything wrong, right? When it's your son, he could do no wrong. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. Are you excited for Real Houses of Salt? What? Oh, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. I am excited for Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. I am. It's coming back next month, November, September, October. It comes back in November, right? I'm very excited for season 3. I was kind of like bored and I was like, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. But now that it's coming back, like I want the trailer. I want all of it. I want Secret Lives of Mormon Wives already. I just want the tea. Are you still doing Orange Theory? Yes, Katie. I do Orange Theory twice a week, and then I strength train 5 days a week. He just needs to get a job and stop living off of a woman. I agree. He does need to get a job. Aaron Phypers. He needs to get a job. He needs to get his shit together. Yeah, that's right. That's where it's at. Did you see Katie's husband did an interview this week with Billy Bush? The only one I believe is Matt. I think Gretchen said it. I think Katie is a chronic liar. I'm starting to really question Matt, though. And I believe that Matt's interviews are not, I don't know if he has to get approved by the network, but I know his interview, like the network is not greenlighting these interviews for Matt to do. I think they were struggling with Katie because she's been doing a ton of interviews. And I don't know if the network's necessarily happy with her, but that's why now Matt is going out there. But I mean, how thirsty do they look? I get it. Slade is thirsty, right? He looks thirsty. But also, why is Matt not being called out for being thirsty? He's literally on a podcast tour right now, going out and like trying to tell the story. Like he's gotten so involved in it. I didn't think Matt was that kind of guy last season and then going into this season. And right now, I just feel same thing. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Jason from the Valley. Jason and Janet is exactly who Katie and Matt remind me of. Like I would compare that. Like I think those are two parallels right there. Katie and Matt are same as Janet and Jason, and I think they are loving all the attention. They're loving getting gassed up by the fans. They're loving all the media attention. Like they love all of it, and it's obvious. It's been more and more obvious. Is anyone watching the Chrisleys return to reality? Yes, I would love to. All the siblings are going at it. Are they? Like in real life or on the show? We saw the trailer for it. But yeah, Nina members only, Zack. Soon. Yes, we do. We will have one. Wow, strength 5 times a week. That's impressive. I've just started again, so I've been sore. Yes. Strength training 5 days a week. And then I do Orange Theory 2 days a week. Gotta get in that cardio. Katie is a compulsive liar. Bored of her. She's not a housewife. Get her from Housewives of Orange County. I mean, listen. Well, she's gonna be gone for a few weeks, so there's gonna be a break from Katie. I can't believe we're only halfway through the season, and it appears Katie's like done this season. I don't know, but we definitely are getting a little break from Katie Janella. Matt wasn't holding back on Chef's Juice, but I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. Oh my God, please find a way to watch The London Wives. I don't know if I can invest in The London Wives. NIR says, sending you lots of love, Zack, holding all of Jeff's family and friends close in my heart, remembering how smart, funny, and charismatic he was. Thank you. I just signed up for a 5K. Wish me luck. You got this, Russ. You got this. Can't stand Chase Chrisley. Why? What's wrong with Chase Chrisley? Isn't he the cute one? Or is he the troubled one? The one isn't he like in jail or something? Oh no. Good luck, Russ. We're rooting for you. Rooting for you. Okay, I think that's all we have for today. It's kind of a slow news day. There wasn't a whole lot that was going on. We talked about everything, right? We talked about Sydney Sweeney and Scooter Braun. We talked about Blake Lively and the latest in the Lively versus Baldoni drama. Oh, Kate Middleton dyed her hair pink. Princess Catherine. Sorry, not pink, blonde. She dyed her hair blonde. She's a blondie now. I don't love it. I'm just gonna say that. It's not my favorite look on her. Here, we'll pull it up so you can see it. It's not my favorite look. I just feel like we could have, I don't know, done something else with it. You know what I'm saying? Look at, there she is. And the hair it kind of looks like a wig, no? Because it's like so big and so thick and so floppy. I think it's a wig. Yeah, I think it's a wig too. No, it's a wig. Okay, I agree. It looks like a wig, and I was like, but then everyone was reporting like she's blonde now. She's blonde. She's blonde. I was like, is she though? Yeah, it just looks too wiggy. At least an expensive wig. Yeah, I guess if you look at the hairline, but not my favorite. It seems like a wig. Yeah, no, it's no. It all. Say what? Yeah, because 'cause she's been sick. She's still sick? She had cancer, huh? We didn't know we never got details about the cancer. It was like she has cancer, but it was, like, so ominous, and then she was in recovery. It does seem wiggy. Yeah, she's totally wigging out. Totally extra hair. But, like, if you're gonna get a wig, why would you go blonde? I mean, I guess if you're having fun, right? Good for her. Donna just finished her live. Zach, you're ahead of time. Zach, you're ahead of time. How am I ahead of time? It's gonna be 1. Might have hair thinning or hair loss. Maybe. So a wig might be easier than extensions. I don't know. All right. Well, I love you guys. I appreciate you. I hope you have a great rest of your what's today? Thursday. Happy Thursday. Thirsty Thursday. Thirsty Thursday. All right. Send me love because the rest of the day is going to be interesting. It's going to be challenging and it's going to not be so fun, but it's okay because we're going to get through this together. All in this together. And we know. Da, da, da. All right. Love you guys. It's going to be a special day. It's going to be a special day. And I'm looking forward to it because it's a celebration, you know? Donna just finished hers. Usually you're after her. I'm usually before Donna's lives. Usually I go live around 9 before Donna goes live at 11, but this week it's been a little more challenging. But all right. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I will talk to you tomorrow. Tomorrow on Happy Friday. All right. Bye, guys. Ciao for now. Be sure to like, subscribe, do all the things. Do all the things, yo. Do all the things. All right. Bye, guys.